Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, welcome to Prince Mike Johnson Show right here, May 2016-17, December 2018, the best of national development. I'm talking here, and the best of political dispensation. There shouldn't be terrorism in Somalia. Al-Shabaab is not supposed to be there. The presidents of Somalia are supposed to destroy Al-Shabaab, and every member of that Al-Shabaab should be killed so that there will be peace in Somalia. In Europe, it's not tolerated. The terrorists will be killed. In Europe, in America, all over the world, terrorism is prohibited. It's not supposed to be there in the political dispensation. No. Terrorism. Yeah. Then why are we accepting terrorism in Somalia? Our culture is an act, and culture is a people and society. The people are part of the society. Then why the killing in Somalia? When the people are part of the society, don't we have respect for Africa now? And respect for Somalia? Doing Al-Shabaab, a freaking Al-Shabaab that have killed 2 million people have died in Somalia now. 10 million people in exile as asylum seekers. It's a shame for us to be proud of terrorism in Somalia when it's supposed to be peace. Building a creative nation where agricultural science and formation technology will be the fundamental of our cultural artistry and creativity with information technology and technological advancement. We're supposed to build Africa with this different level, living level of successful communication, business formation. It's serious, advanced level, high level, best level of political dialogue. We're supposed to bring into our system where a man will be the leader of the African Union. That man will make sure there's peace in the whole of Africa. You can see now a woman, now the leader of the chairperson of the African Union, cannot make sure there's peace in Somalia. We need peace in Africa, where I formed the African Naval Seal. Africa, Nigeria Army, Ghana Army is supposed to help Somalia to make sure there's peace in Somalia. It's called working together and forming a formidable army like the African Naval Seal, Army Seal, Special Force, like the US Special Force, Naval Seal, and NATO, to make sure there's peace in Africa. It cannot be hopeless, foolish war we're going to fight now, leading to loss of life and loss of score. Are we not afraid in Somalia now? The president of Somalia, there must be peace in Somalia. There shouldn't be terrorism with Al-Shabaab. We have no right to be doing that in Somalia. When Somalia is supposed to be like Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi. What are we doing in Somalia now? We must make sure there is no terrorism in Somalia. There must be peace in Somalia. And the people of Somalia deserve to have peace, so not with war. We will be living in Somalia now. Alright. Alles good? Yeah? Mag ik selfie met jou? Selfie. Selfie, photo. Selfie. Yeah, kan dat? Yeah? So we need to build Africa up with power, with joy, with strength, with resilience. What we can do for our country, not what our country can do for us, but what we can do for our nation. And what we can do for our country must be positive, strong, and formidable. Because we cannot neglect our country when we're supposed to build up our nation. We have no right to be doing terrorism in Somalia or terrorism in Nigeria. It should never happen again. Boko Haram coming to Nigeria or Al-Shabaab in Somalia. That's why we are killing our nation and killing the people in the country now. We have no right to be doing that. Our country is a place where we need to be having societal development, into strong communication. We need to have in our country now. Not shocking situation will be happening. Our country have a movie, history, literature, architecture, and every fundamental combination of a country's artistry and quality need to be put together in a positive way. There shouldn't be war at all. The people in our country, we are part of the society. And part of the society, we're supposed to develop our country and make sure our country is developed into the best philosophy of technological advancement, franchising, and branding. Be serious with specific interests in our country into development, communication, and development, digital information technology, digital information communication management, or digital economics, where e-book and e-politics will be our mobile telephone. We're supposed to build Africa up, where every Facebook, we are putting our iPad and smartphone into our political system and economic system, into effective business management and franchising. It's serious. There cannot be thieves and rogues who could be now doing terrorism in Somalia with Al-Shabaab. In a freaky hopeless name, Al-Shabaab, that means nothing at all to improve Africa and to improve Somalia. When we're supposed to put technological advancement in our system and make sure that every African country help to build Somalia now. From Nigeria, from Ghana, African countries are supposed to help to make sure there's peace in Somalia. Destroy Al-Shabaab completely. When the artwork of Africa is supposed to be fundamental into the best of concrete result and concrete philosophy of a lifelong planning we're supposed to give our country now. Agriculture is part of it. We must make sure agriculture is very fundamental. Feeding the nation, where everybody in the country will feel at home with safety. There shouldn't be armed robbers on the street, kidnappers or terrorism. Those are crime against humanity. Armed robbery is a felony. Religious fight is a crime against religious crime. Terrorism is a crime against humanity. It's bigamy, wash, and felony will be bringing in now into political system that we're supposed to protect. This way our leaders are the killers now, and leading to our leaders are causing unemployment and terrorism in the nation. In Somalia now, you are the president of Somalia. You're supposed to make sure there is no terrorism in Somalia. Or the president of Mali now, calling and fighting and calling the whites to help. When we are supposed to have a strong military in Africa that can keep peace, like NATO now in Europe. Our language is English language. With the English language, we are supposed to advance and mature our country. The language they are speaking in Holland is Dutch. The language they are speaking in Switzerland is German. Then why can't we be more advanced country where every facet of our country will be selected into trend of qualitative development? Our country is a great nation. We need to build it up. Building a country up means seriousness and resilience. A good example. Not low lives and punks now becoming leaders of a nation. When the leaders of a nation are supposed to be great people who want to bring example into a nation now, with good example and good faith, with first class education is part of it. Formal education, non-formal education, which offers us the opportunity. Education gives us opportunity, and our nation in democracy gives us opportunity and diplomacy to develop and train our country again. We're supposed to develop and train our country into the language we are speaking: art, culture, science, and creativity. Our country is a program. Our democracy is a program which is aimed at in formal qualification, because we're supposed to qualify into the world global nation, into an official nation with all the possibility that we have in a useful way. We cannot be dead. We're going to call in now with corruption or kidnapping and terrorism, when we are supposed to build a country up that will be formidable with free expression, a country that will be open to every citizen, regardless of religion, age, or political background. We're supposed to give our country a basic knowledge. It requires a basic foundation and improvement with an exception. We're supposed to build our country up where every citizen will be welcomed with a new language of democracy and diplomacy, with freedom now. Everybody must join hands to build the nation. It's called working together with philosophy, religion. We are all the same. There shouldn't be any kind of fight in a hopeless, freaky, useless country. We are not going to carry to anywhere. Now we're going to fight to kill now in a froggy, useless, hopeless, freaky kill that will make us lose our lives. Then what are we doing now in Somalia? There must be peace. Where every human being in the nation will have peace and busy with yourself to do something positive. You must be able to do something with your hand or your head. Every part of the nation must be advanced, right there from the local government to the state and the nation, becoming a great nation where every citizen will have a hope, a positive change. To lead a nation means democracy. To lead a nation means working immediately for success and creativity. For hope and positive change means resilience. We can do it. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. The leadership quality, leader, not ruler. We need a leader to lead us to success. A nation must be successful. Success, winning team, award-winning nation. Nigeria, Ghana, Morocco, where every citizen will have a successful participation in the society, both the private and public sector. Organized nation, organized politics, organized. We are not organized now. Now irresponsible people will come be like this. So if we are not organized, we must be organized in Africa now. And having a wide range of plan for our nation into integration and effective process of the succession management and completion of our product and franchising. Every factory will produce product for export. That's what they do in China, depending on the every level of our nation, democracy and diplomacy, to be able to get a qualified professional nation we are building on with broad experience. A lot of experience and ability needed by the vice president, president, and to the general now, governor, local government chairman, intelligent people with first class, with ability and experience. So sending personal coaches to China, professionals to China to learn how to build the company and the fabric to produce products for export, franchising, integrating our nation, perfectly fit nation we will be building on with class, fit, perfectly fit for integration. Where every secondary school in Europe now must have advanced level and additional plan we'll be having for our nation into excellent quality and affordable nation. Where every citizen will have a care program. The government is supposed to care for the people. For the people's life is very important. The government must make sure the people's life is cared for. And the people have the right to live a great life where there will be possibilities for a life to improve. The government must improve the people's life. That's why they are there as leaders, to make a difference. Every citizen is a successful person if the society gives that citizen the opportunity to organize his or herself and to have an integrative, qualified professional we need with experience, where every citizen in the nation will be integrated into the economy and enjoy the society into qualitative excellence and friendly nation we're supposed to build with peace. We are speaking English in Nigeria, in Ghana. Ghana and Nigeria are supposed to be global power. What are we doing? The philosophy of our country is there. Philosophy and art of our country is a great thing. We are speaking our language. That language has to be respectful with our communication. That communication has to do with democracy and psychology, reality integration, and working, picking up every piece of our nation and building it up. Picking up every piece of our democracy and building it up. Making knowledge with our mind, a mind, positive-minded, effectivity into mindset of recuperation. That is the kind of mind we need to bring in with energy. So much power we need to build our country, where the fiscal economy and the private sector entrepreneurship will be effective. That's what they do in Europe. Agriculture, natural resources, healthcare has to be effective. Information technology is part of the system, where infrastructure and information technology will be part of the system. We're supposed to put information technology in our political system. Computer science, they call it. Computer and internet. With basic process into introduction of social media. The social media is part of the political process. The social media is part of our democracy. The social media is part of our diplomacy. Where we need to discover every color our country needs to have a great landscape of masterpiece of a nation that is built of creativity and effectivity. The creativity of our nation is very important. You know, our nation is the Facebook of our country. We're supposed to build it up and make sure our country is a great place, not terrorism now. I was looking at the newspaper today now in Holland now. Newspaper, I was looking, seeing Archbishop in Somalia. We cannot be doing that. I wish I was there to help, because I formed the African Special Force. Because we're supposed to keep our company in company, where every family is living now, our nation. We have kept the character of our nation now at length. When we're supposed to go closer to our nation and make our nation our most pride partner. When we are building the nation now with a future generation plan, with financial responsibility and support, our leaders and our citizens need to give the nation into career development for every citizen. Worldwide international business, franchising and banking and finance, into prestigious banking. It's serious. What are we fighting now? When we are supposed to welcome our country into development and diplomacy, into decent planning of a nation, into independent. We're supposed to build our country quick. I saw them building Europe quick. If with peace, with prestigious banking, fiscal economics, and power or resilient, then our country will be best in the best of development planning and exclusive edition. We are making our country an award-winning leader like Obama now. That is a true man. The president of the United States, 2016, the lead, not ruler. We need leader now. We want to give the people life to live. Obama want to see you have food to eat and your family have life. That is a true man now. The president of America, President Barack Obama. We must emulate him in Africa as leaders now, of good emulate. Because not thieves and rogues will be now irresponsible. That we cannot organize our country now and make sure our people have water to drink and food to eat. What are we doing in Nigeria now and Cameroon? In recent development, we re-engineer partnership with what we're supposed to do. Every new government need to come out with new political idea, with pragmatic idea, with new ideas into development. We are developing our country now, like Washington DC now, New York. That's why I want to help build now. In a masterpiece, Prince Mike Johnson want to help build Africa now into exclusive edition where every village and county in Africa will look like, not village, county. That's an old name now. Village is not there. County. That's what they call it in England and America now. The masterpiece is a nation work. Intellectual property is our nation. What are we doing now? When the public and the private sector must work together. They must work together, as crossover now into popular expansion of our country. Perfect solution, optimal solution. That's what the government is supposed to be looking for the people, not terrorism or hopeless, foolish war we'll be fighting now. That will lead to loss of life. When every generation of our country is supposed to have professionals, we're supposed to make sure the root of our nation is highly professional. Where our generation, future generation now, we have a country they can depend on. A fantastic nation we have to be building. A strong nation we have to be building. A resilient nation we have to be building. Where the citizens and the future generation will be welcome into a future that will be filled with the spotlight of generation. Solar is the best solution to our energy problem. Right here on the New York Times, I'm talking now. New York Times. From New York, I'm talking now. The best. So our country needs to be built up with information technology and architectural inspiration. Where a city we have initiative. The city is supposed to initiate the people and inspire the people into artwork, culture, and agricultural development. Every facet of the country is important. We must make sure we build a nation that we will be proud of. A nation will be proud of. Now we will build now. What are we doing now? In Nigeria now, and Somalia, and Ghana, and Burkina Faso, and Cameroon, and Morocco, and Egypt. Africa is supposed to be together. We're supposed to be interested in our nation and build it up into a legendary nation where every part of the nation will be favorably discovered, to be pleasurable and developed with peace. The digital hybrid of our nation is in our hands. If our nation is dead, then the passion and performance of our nation is right there in our hands. We cannot be doing that in Africa, when Africa is supposed to be the greatest place in the world. Then what are we doing now? There should be corruption and fraud. It's a no procedure. Yeah, well done, brother. We're supposed to build up Africa. Every nation in Africa is supposed to look like heaven on earth. We're supposed to build Africa with digital professional, commercial, digital, information technology professionals, with leaders who really want to rule, and commercial, international trade. International trade will give us millions of dollars. International trade will balance our economics. And leader we need democracy and diplomacy with peace when Africa is supposed to be like heaven on earth. What are we doing in Nigeria and Cameroon now and Ghana? Africa is a dream come true. Every country in Africa is heaven made. Africa is challenging. Like me, I'm challenging the world and the whole universe. We're supposed to organize Africa and make sure that Africa is organized. And the future of its citizens will be strong in the strong basic foundation. We need to give our future generation and our country strong basic foundation into the best of favorite dispensation with a mayor and governor in the state. Governor cannot do the work alone. You need mayor now. That's what they do in Europe. A mayor and a governor, president and prime minister. Yeah, brother. In the president and prime minister, like England. What are we doing in Nigeria now? Our nation is an official place now, official opening. Now we're supposed to open our nation every day with the best of effective political planning that will improve a nation. The people will be enjoying life to the best, including the people now. Our nation is a special edition with a Congress now in Nigeria, in Ghana, like the US Congress, House of Commons, House of Lords in Nigeria and Ghana, with the House of Commons and House of Lords. It's serious. Zero tolerance to corruption. Because citizens cannot be thieves and criminals and killers and president and vice president, attorney general and governor and local, everybody's thieves and criminals. We cannot be doing that in Nigeria or Ghana now. We're supposed to enjoy our nation into the best of dispensational planning and organizational democracy, modern politics. Africans cannot be coming to Europe for political asylum when every country in Africa have independent to build up to be the greatest place in the world. Some losing a life in the Libyan Sea, 2016-17. Some losing a life in Europe with racism and discrimination. It's serious. Africans cannot be losing their lives in Europe. Well, our government is supposed to make sure the African dream is there to give African life. Highly informative nation where Muslim and Christian will live together. And every instrument we are playing in the nation is supposed to be effective. What are we doing now? Effective nation we're supposed to be building. Where every human life we have a meaning. A minute to life and a minute to godliness. In God we trust. That is what's in the dollar in America. In God we're supposed to trust. If we don't trust God, then our nation will not grow. We are online as a nation. We're supposed to welcome our nation online. It's called social matic. That social matic, our media partner is supposed to be the iPhone 6, where we have the positive picture of our country into social, cultural, and social ethnics and social political effectivity. I'm talking now because we're supposed to do what they are doing in England now, the best of political dispensation. I'm talking now right here on CNN African Voices. TMZ Entertainment, Netherlands TV, I'm talking from. I'm in Den Haag now. African International Criminal Court. That has nothing to do with the white. What are we doing in Africa now? Because we cannot be indicting an African who committed a war crime in Africa and Europe. It's a no-no procedure in law. Then why do we agree with the white? When it's a no-no procedure. Now that hopeless no-no procedure, we're going to agree now with white people. To indict an African who committed a war crime in Europe, it's a no-no procedure. Armed robbers should not be on the street in Nigeria or Ghana now. It should not be happening. It's serious. It's prohibited. In Europe, the armed robber will be killed on the street in Holland. In England, in America, kidnapper will be killed on the spot. In Europe now, in Holland, in Switzerland. We cannot be doing kidnapping. That would destroy foreign investment and destroy a nation. When the artistry of our country is supposed to be innovative management and special democracy we have given our nation now to build up into an important place. Our nation is an important place where every facet of the economy is must have energy and power to come out into a great nation, to come out to show the whole world that our nation have power. Different kind of nation, political mindset will build up now. Building the nation with the best, with peace. Where every minister will have first class from the university to want to improve that nation now. What is in the back of our mind must be innovation, drive. We must have innovation drive to build our country with peace. Extra planning will have to be given our country with budget surplus in Nigeria now, Ghana. With prestigious banking system, national security number one, and developing new technique. We're supposed to, every day is a new day. Developing new, original, special technique to build our nation into meticulous democracy, meticulous and unique diplomacy. A meticulous nation we're supposed to be building. Not a nation filled with tragedy and dilemma and soundbite, with stress and useless situation we are not supposed to call in now. When we are supposed to build a nation with efficiency and commercial economics. With conservative reaction, conservative party now, that will be the statement of our political dispensation. The conservative party is the best. I got nothing to say again. Conservative party started 1300 in England. 1300. The conservative party is already there from London now. Then why can't you respect the conservative now? Party from England that started 1300 ago. The conservative party started with America. England colonized America. We should not forget that in Nigeria and Ghana and Egypt. America got independence now through the English people. Through Theodore Roosevelt now. Through Thomas Jefferson, America had independence. England was there before. Conservative party. Where we have observation into our country now and political statement to make in our nation that should be growing up and building up. International trade will make our country grow, will make our country build up, will make our country advance now. Then what do we do now for Nigeria? When we're supposed to do international trade now that will make our country advance. A Christian nation, Muslim, Christian, every religion must live together. There shouldn't be fight. If there's a fight, then that is religious crime. We're supposed to discover ourselves, discover our nation, and make sure our nation is a soundtrack of success, soundtrack of progress, soundtrack of prominent political classic, where every classic development in our nation will be prominent into a higher level of freedom and higher level of enjoying the nation, where every citizen will have a future. That is how to do it. Our nation is a great nation. It's a dream come true. God has given us a country from heaven. Everything that God has given us, including the New York Times now. I'm talking from now. New York, Hollywood, Beverly Hills, California, Switzerland, Zurich, Holland, Amsterdam. We cannot give our people tram. There must be tram like this now. I mean, Holland now. In Switzerland, they have tram everywhere. Train, tram. Logistic, Africa logistic, geography now, Africa agriculture. Because we are not going to be begging the white people to help us build Africa, begging the white people to feed our people now, or give us food to eat when we have everything in Africa. There must be manpower and cultural interpretation of our political discipline. What are we doing in Nigeria now? Red is red and black is black. White is white. Now red and black light will not know the meaning anymore. When the real fusion of our country is supposed to be electrotechnics and the best of political dynamics into influence now of unique special organization of a country now working together now into conceptual normal democracy with concepts, conceptual effective democracy with concepts. Our democracy will be growing up. Because we're supposed to have a conceptual effective democracy. Concepts with conceptual effective democracy now. We're supposed to have. A real nation coming up now. A new nation coming up. A winning nation. We have to be building up. Where a nation will be had more than enough. With special gold winning. Award-winning nation. We are building up now. The personal hard point of our nation is career building for every citizen. Every citizen must have a job. There should be gun on the street. Armed robbery is not the solution, no. Because there shouldn't be armed robbers in Nigeria now, in Ghana, robbing some and killing some. There must be gun control. Our country must be a great place where there should be peace and safety in a nation. Nominating our country into a special nation, in a high spirit of godliness and effectivity, not like thieves and rogues. Now we'll be doing in Africa, stealing money from budget money that we're supposed to use to plan a nation. We cannot be doing that. A nation is built up with resilience, when built up with effectivity, built up with special mindset to want to build up a nation. Our country is supposed to be built up. Our people are supposed to build our country up, and the government must give the people the chance to build the country. I don't understand what we are doing in Ghana and Nigeria now. We have architects in Nigeria, architects in Ghana. Architects must be able to build a nation. Our spirit now is in God's hand. This way, we are all on death row. If we refuse to build our country now, God will take us away and judge us, because we're supposed to be inspired by our nation and make sure our nation is built up with inspiration and bringing our nation into a great country, global power, where the president will have contact with his people, with democracy and diplomacy, not dictators, like General Abdel Fattah Sisi now of Egypt and General Abdel Fattah Sisi of Egypt. It's not supposed to be there. President Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe, President Kuziza of Burundi, President Kabila of Congo. There should be professional. We are supposed to be with democracy now. 8 years, that is the limit of presidency. This way we need to be ashamed of ourselves as leaders in Africa now. Highly irresponsible. I'm highly disappointed in our leaders now. No feeling or emotion lost. We lost our emotion and passion for our nation that we are supposed to build up with power and love. The music is playing and we are dancing to the same music again. The music we are supposed to build our country up with inspiration and new ideas, pragmatic new ideas. When Africa is supposed to be the greatest place in the world, a complete nation we have to be building now, holding our nation fast, not lose, because we cannot be losing the stream of our nation, losing the steam of our nation when we're supposed to build our nation up. The energy of our nation is in the foundation of bedrock. Every aspect of our country is supposed to be love and giving a professional renovation into transformation, transform, because we're supposed to transform our country into effectivity, rule of law, rule of engagement. Every life is special. Black life is special and unique. There shouldn't be tribalism, nepotism, discrimination, because we are all foolish and stupid doing racism and discrimination now. And nepotism in Nigeria and discrimination. Why are you discriminating the man from Nigeria? Why are you discriminating the man from Ghana? The man from Ghana, why are you discriminating the Egyptian? The Egyptian man, why are you discriminating the man from Mauritius? The Mauritius man, why are you discriminating the man from Congo? The Congolese man, why are you discriminating the man from Nigeria? The Nigerian man, why are you discriminating the other man from Egypt? We cannot be doing that. We must work together. It's called working together. Working together, living together. That's in the United Nations Human Rights Act, for us to live together. Could not be that hopeless, freaky, useless, senseless fight. We'll be fighting and discriminating. 2016, no country in Africa can produce car or open plane. It's a shame. Our country is a good place, so we are the problem now. If we don't put our spirit into the nation and build it up, then our spirit will be liquid on that nation now and gone forever. When we're supposed to take our country in our hands and inspire our country into building up a nation now with the best of economic policies and the best of fundamental project management that will give a nation a contact with our people now. We're supposed to have this way. We don't even have contact with our nation now. Even love to build it up again. When we're supposed to make our country the best place to be. Professional leaders building our nation up now, not into disappointment or losing emotion now, but into a great nation where our nation will be inspired into the best place to be with complete love and passion we have for our nation to build up. with energy now, holding our nation with love. That is how to do it. Oh. Every answer for our nation is in our hands as leaders. If our nation is dead, the blood is in our hands. If our nation is killed and lost its life, the blood is in our freaking hands. We are on a death row like this. Oh. And the list of that death row, all our names right there in Africa now. Any war, loss of life, war, terrorism in Africa, the blood is in our hands and our wallet. God will really tell us to carry hell on. We should wait on Judgment Day. We're supposed to build Africa up, making sure every facet of Africa have a moral standard. A good nation will be building up, where the expectation of every citizen will be positive on the nation with trust. Because we're supposed to trust our leaders, where every meaning will be based on iPhone 6 social magic. That's what they do in Europe. Senators and in the House of Commons in England, and the Democratic US Congress, they use social magic, iPad Pro. Our nation is a tribute and a great place where we're supposed to always build up with great power. We need to build up our country with enormous human resources. That's why there shouldn't be war. Logistics has to be effective. Every facet, transport, hotel, restaurant, political science, information technology, will incorporate all into our economic system now with peace, where everybody will be living a life with information technology and effective human relations. Our nation is a model. You know, that model now has to be built up with the best of political dispensation and the best of effective macroeconomics, where every citizen will have organized life and a flexible future for every citizen to depend on. We are in our nation now. We are calling our nation to build it up. We must build our nation up and make sure every facet of the African economy is based on national development, franchise branding, which China is supposed to help us build. China is supposed to help us build our country. They are not helping us now because we are corrupt. If we are corrupt, then the Chinese people will not know how to help us again. We cannot be thief. We got the thief now. We refuse to build our country up. Every citizen in the nation is a manager to manage the nation into technical advancement, technicality, advancing the nation into the best of technicality and into the best of macro and microeconomics, where the private and the public sector will work hand in hand and make sure the nation is an effective tribute of passionate planning, where every citizen will have a life, feeding our nation, giving our people road and water, everything. We need to give our people a great life. I don't know what to say anymore to African people again. We're supposed to give our people a great life with peace. Now we're going to call it now for money tonight. A great life with peace, where the country will be a great nation, working with white people from Europe and China to make us global power. Now we're going to call it now like freaks in Africa now. No love, no respect for anything. Now foolish low life and foolish fools will come be now. We cannot build Africa up and make sure Africa is a great place. Is that how we are going to be doing it now in Nigeria? With terrorism, our country is destroyed because that is prohibited. We should not be doing that in Africa. The responsibility of our country is in our own hand. That hand we have, that is in our nation, is in our hand. If they call to die for nothing, then our hand the blood there. Then we have to be ashamed of ourselves now. That we cannot give our children and our future generation food to eat or a life to depend on. We are all responsible to build up the nation, to give our people sound, light, and a crew we're supposed to have in our Africa now, where every governmental podium and instrumentation of our political possibility will be effective. Effectivity we are supposed to be working with now. 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. What are we doing in Africa now? The musicality of our country is into boundaries, stretching out the genre of our country into Snapchat and social media. It's sweet country will be the sweet like sugar. Our country go to sweet like sugar. You got to enjoy the country and know say you enjoy life to the best. What are we doing in Nigeria now? And every multinational must build up. Heineken or Cadbury in Nigeria, Heineken in Ghana, Cadbury in Nestle in Nigeria, Shell, Chevron, they must help build hospital, road with the company income tax. I saw it in Europe. Company help to build up. It's serious. Building up because government cannot do it alone. Discovering the sweetness of our nation into an open world of pride and resilient. The highlight of our nation is a special project, and that special project has to be planned out with the pride of presenting our nation into the best of artistry and residential democracy, where every human being will have, every citizen in the country will have national security, working together with love. There shouldn't be discrimination, with classic presentation of our nation into democracy and diplomacy and effectivity. That is how to build a nation up. Our nation must be built up into the best of political effectivity, where red is red, black is black, and light will be in our nation. Solar energy is the solution. With solar energy is more expensive and more stronger. Solar is the best, and solar is more expensive and cleaner. What do we do for Nigeria now? Don't we have respect for solar now? That is the eyes of God, and it's more expensive and it's cleanest. We don't want to use the best energy now, the cleanest. You have solar energy plants in London now, being built by China with 20 billion pounds. With that solar energy plant now, there will never be blackout in London. China is building it now for England because the British people cannot build it. They call China to help. And guess what we would have done in Nigeria now, and Ghana, in Africa now, with the African solar energy plant that will give the whole of Africa light. China can build with us now. Special presentation now. Prince Mike Johnson with the African solar energy project right here on my movie now. We're supposed to call China to build it in any country in Africa. Central solar energy now. African International Criminal Court. Now experiment. We're going to use our country to do experiment now. Experiment to kill our nation. We're supposed to respect our country now. Our country is a special, diverse universe, or a nation, federal republic, and a country. Now we take the play now for Nigeria, because we cannot be experimental now. We're supposed to build up our nation. Now our nation with the fear now to build up, like freaks and kids. When we're supposed to build our country up. God is number one. He gave us the nation. He created the politicians. If we have no respect for God, God will tell us to get the hell up. We have hopeless low lives. We're going to be pimps and butterflies. We're going to be now for government house, like creeps and blood, doing hopeless creeping and blooding. When we're supposed to build up our country, when the core trend genre of our nation is supposed to be a reorganization and recorporation, with direct association with our nation, building up a nation into alternative responsibility with new project management that will improve a nation quick. Now we'll go build our nation, because I don't understand what we are doing in Nigeria now, Cameroon, with a clear plan where everybody will see that the nation is improving now. Building, no, there shouldn't be forests. Every forest must have banks and commercial building, where the pride presentation of our country will be special performance. And the citizens will see that the country is growing up and the citizen's life is worried, not wanted, because this way we are all wanted on death row list. Our name all dead the list now for death row to kill, tongue kill, skull kill. Is that how we are going to be blood suckers? Because we are not stronger than God in Africa now. God is the greatest now, strongest. God will tell us more. Get the hell on. We are stupid in Nigeria, Ghana, and Egypt, doing terrorism and kidnapping. When we're supposed to respect God in heaven. Every project in our country is a Grammy Award project, where we're supposed to work together in special democratic process. Project management, historic relevance is our country. We are making human history. We are not dead, because I don't understand what we are doing in Nigeria now. Yeah, I want to thank you, Mr. James Brandon Lewis, for inspiring this movie. Our nation is a historic project, history we are making now. We are not dead, we are still alive. Human history, still alive. We are supposed to make a project development, historic relevant. So it's our historic relevant. Our nation is irrelevant, not irrelevant. When we have to compose and organize our country now into the best update of beneficial factor economy. So beneficial. We need to benefit from our country. Into figurative beneficial legal explanation. That's what we need to give our nation now. And the benefactor of our nation with jurisdiction, effectivity, rule of law, rule of engagement. That's why we need the House of Law. The Attorney General of the House of Law will not tolerate corruption. We are building a prestigious, complex project like China. Complex project, prestigious. The heavy building in China now in Shanghai. Prestigious. For a beautiful nation to be strong and effective. That is the kind of country we are building up. Not with freaks and thieves now. Who know not strong enough to build a nation. When we are supposed to build our country up. Figurative planning, effective planning. We have a prestigious nation we are building with classic, special expectation from the citizens now, seeing their own country evolving into global development and development and global international trade. What are we doing in international? We want international business, international trade, international politics. International, global. What are we doing in Nigeria now and Cameroon? International trade will give us millions of dollars. So, what are we going to do now? We must present Africa. We leave the trade for white, leave the business. That's what we're going to do, cutting edge now. Or kill and divide to destroy our country. Leave the trade for white people now. Which kind of useless fear with the fear now? We're going to leave trade and money for the whites now. Millions of dollars free. We cannot be doing that now in Africa. Here, from the African Trade Union. African World Bank. You have the European World Bank now. And the African Monetary Fund. Right here now. To be formed now. Right here. Prince Mike Johnson show. When we're supposed to build our country with the enormous. And build our country with enormous, multi-talented political plan. We every plan will be effective. Every plan will be a passion for our country, love, important plan for our nation with recent and modern plan. We're supposed to be giving our country with special people as leaders now. Leader, not ruler. I said it, I'm repeating myself again now. We'll give our country the chance to grow. Every citizen in the country has a special talent. And that talent is a digital economic talent. And it's a digital plan that we need to plug in our country into effect of foundation. Yeah, I want to thank you, Cecile Servant, for inspiring this movie. I want to thank you, Cecile Servant, for inspiring the movie. Cecile Servant, winner of the Paul Hackett Award 2016. Our public opinion has to be effective. Minister of Information, you must tell the people that Muslim and Christian must live together. That's why you are the Minister of Information. Minister of Defense, there must be peace in the country. Attorney General of the country, Inspector General of Police, there must be gun control. I saw it in Europe, in Holland, in England. Gun control, police every day. Because you cannot be holding a gun on the street. With armed robbers now, there must be job opportunity. With no job, there will be criminality. A criminal will go and rob with the gun. I saw a lot of people losing their life in Nigeria like that, Ghana now. Because there's no job, they're going to criminality. That is not the option. Our country is in a competition of progressive fundamental. We need to franchise our nation now. Our Grammy Award, franchise our nation. Our nation is an award-winning nation with so much talent. Our nation has given us into natural philosophy. Then what are we doing now? We must respect our country. If we don't respect the country will not grow up. Selected formation now. We need to give our political system selected formation of effective planning. There shouldn't be revolution. We must live together with inspiration and love in Africa, where the social magic and our improvising a dynamic melody for us to be able to live together with dynamic passion, not with war, effectivity and dynamic effective diplomacy. It's serious. We cannot be fighting. War is not in the picture. War shouldn't be there at all. Bribery and corruption shouldn't be there, or terrorism. Or that got nothing to do with war, democracy, war and battle. All everything that has to do with democracy is peace and joy. War should not be there, and kidnapping. In the democratic process now, where the rule of engagement and the house of and the corridor of power should be with democracy and diplomacy. We need to fellowship with our nation. Fellowship our nation, love our nation with passion. Because I'm not saying the love technicality of deviance now is out of place in Nigeria. We cannot be doing technicality in deviance when our nation is bigger and stronger and higher than restitution. Technicality in deviance, is that how we're going to rule Nigeria now? When we're supposed to improvise a nation into improvisation. And an inspired nation that will be filled up with the melody of democracy. This way our nation is stripped naked and busted on cold kill. We are killers now in Nigeria and Cameroon now, because our children are eating from the garbage can. This way we are all wanted or on death row, because we're not going free for God hand. What do we do now for Nigeria and Cameroon now? Allowing our children to be eating from garbage freaky cans when we are supposed to give our people food to eat. You are the Minister of Agriculture in Nigeria. You cannot form feeding Nigeria. Or Minister of Agriculture in Ghana now. You cannot form feeding Ghana. When we are supposed to feed our people and give them food to eat. In Europe they have so much food to eat. In Holland, in England. We are building up a country. We are making up our country into a society where there will be effectivity and enough to eat and enough to drink. Our country is a composition of spirituality, spiritual and power, where everybody will have a future in the nation. Creating job with natural resources as a potential fabric. We're supposed to create job where every day will be a day of happiness with diverse innovation and extension of our country into balance of trade, balance of payment, and a balanced economic dispensation with successful, strong, working together Africa, where every country will work together into different political dynamics. Democratic party in Nigeria, Democratic party in Ghana, like America now. Conservative party, Nigerian Conservative Democratic Party, Ghana Conservative Democracy. That is the best. With the Democratic Party, it will be easy to plan the nation now with checks and balances and zero tolerance to corruption. With the House of Lords, with idea and talent, now we're putting our country into a high brand and high plan. Now the best plan, original. Now we'll give our country now the best nation, like America now, where everybody will be enjoying life to the best. Inspiring our country into the best of trademarking and branding, business, international business, and political progressive planning. That's how to do it. With every project management in every contract, project management in every contractor, contracting and project management every day work. A special nation we are building, where every day will be a special day now. Putting our nation into international trade and international trade management. Our nation is a great place to build up. Re-engineering partnership is what we need to do. A contemporary Africa now, where every presentation will be filled with the best performance of solidarity and tolerance, with special government plan for a nation. Every day will be a special plan, special plan to give a nation, exposing our country now, coming out into the international society with the best of political dynamics and planning. A great nation will have to be building, where every citizen will be proud to be a citizen of that country. A print. We need to print out our country. Print our country into the platform of effective installation, of effectivity. The white man is no moral obligation to be telling us what to do in Africa. We're supposed to build Africa up into productivity and exposing Africa into high level of print and effectivity, democracy, diplomacy, all these facets of the economies will make our country improve. Composing our country into the best of societal development and academic education, educative nation in every platform of the economies has to be masterminded by professionals that can motivate a collective nation, collectively motivating our nation into productive graphic design database of a nation now, building up, growing up with the best. That's what they do in Europe and America. Our nation is a leading institute for professional education. A level must be there, advanced level must be there. Every facet of our economy is a opportunity for us to come out with super plan for a nation, what we can do for our country, not what our country can do for us. Our country cannot do anything for us. It's what we can do. It's an interactive nation we are building now. Interaction with peace. Our nation is not an illusion. Our nation is a fiction. It's real, not fictitious. Our nation is real. We need to improvise project management to see how we can build our nation into the best of natural education, natural planning, and the best nation we are building up now, where every facet of the nation will be filled with beautiful transformation of passionate effectivity and serious-minded planning. Planning the nation means resilient and hard work. We need to be proud of our nation. We need to have passion for our country. That's why we are citizens. Building a standard, a new standard of international journalism, international trade, compact monitoring of our understanding and our plan. Having options for our nation now to be the best place made up, making our nation now into possibilities of specialization and intelligence. Our nation is not a surprise. We must build it up into the best understanding of human possibilities. Building up a nation now means hard work, resilience. We lost it all because we are doing corruption and bribery. We lost it all because we are doing terrorism in Somalia. We lost it all because we have no respect for our country. Doing fraud and bribery and corruption. And rigging election. And frauding budgets. We cannot be doing that in Nigeria. As thieves and criminals now, being our leaders. When the fundamental part of a nation is budget presentation. Present budget presentation on surplus and making sure our country is a great place. That is what I'll be saying. I don't know what to say anymore. I want to go on the break now. Because we are doing party, we are sharing money in Nigeria, in Ghana, doing corruption. They share money, they do party, they do bribery and corruption. When we're supposed to build our country now, they put money for big pocket. They do thief. When we're supposed to build our country, is that how we are going to be doing in Nigeria now? We must build up our nation. We owe our people the obligation to build up our nation. What are we doing in Nigeria now? Our nation is lying down dying, we are doing corruption. Our nation is lying down dying, we are doing terrorism in Somalia. Our nation is lying down dying, we are fighting religious fight in Mali and Central African Republic 2014-15. We cannot be doing that. You are the president of the Central African Republic, you allow President Obama to be calling you a riffraff 2014. Where they support somebody for outside to inside house to kill in Mali and Central African Republic. 2015, President Obama called the Imam and the Archbishop that if that picture is not out of TV, they will be killed. That is a useless situation in Mali and Central African Republic. That is disgracing the black people and African people completely. Pursue somebody for eyesight to inside house to kill. We cannot be doing that. Oh.